This first poem, Confluence, is a meditation on water, not as a resource, but family. What if the world's waters gathered at a summit? What would those rivers and seas talk about? Confluence. Waters, when they evaporate, meet at a global conference to speak of fish dropouts, the obscura of clouds, near deaths, hydrological dynamics, monocultures and metals, nickel, lead, chromium at their beds. The bend is notional, water for coffee, cane, banana, paddy, mills, distilleries, and fertilizer plants. The Aral Sea was water for cotton in Uzbekistan, one shot drinking 2000 liters, now more saline than the Dead Sea, palm sized, a fossil tiger's footprint. Plains of salt, toxic dust storms, fishing towns, now ship graveyards. People sick, dumps of pathogenic weapons, making the summers hotter, winters colder. The Aral Sea is now the Aralkum Desert. And if seas made maps, rivers homes, men borders. The Kaveri too is uprising, one of the longest running rivers over her water share to ripple greens for Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. When her sand beds expand for mining, flowing from the Brahmagiri on the way to the Bay of Bengal, she worries if those warring over her understand that a river is a person, like Wanganui of New Zealand, ancestor of 160 years that got legal status through the longest running litigation by the Maori people, because mountains too are equal to men. Hi, I'm Rochelle Potkar, and today I would be sharing 3 poems with you from my poetry book, Coins and Rivers, that was last longlisted for the Sarojini Naidu Prize for Poetry 2026. This second poem is on communities that are uprooted in the process of time and evolution. Progress erases not just land but memory, sometimes leaving us suspended between a drowned past and a foreign present. Displaced. The fish fly in the night to become stars. Trees hopscotch. They knew when they dried, leaves wrinkling, foliage thinning. They gathered honey when the earth got angry with wild wind knots in their women's hair. It was time for the rain to let down her tongue that she always kept in reserve. They knew their forest by tigers, leopards, macaws, langurs, hornbills, and cane turtles. Their river was a lifeline on their palms. They didn't know how metal dragonflies could descend from the sky as empty as a grieving mother's chest. And men that came on cycles in shirts and trousers that everyone fled from. They would build a dam here, pour concrete into waters. Some days the sea ran into the old sweet river, spiraling green noxious that grew beside her. They had to leave their cows. They had new roots now, under another mahua tree. They got looms but no roofs and no tread. When the rain broke their lip, their money evaporated like sweat. Their poultry died of sickness. Each road was an island turning bare the walls of school, center, shop. Some went into the mouths of the forest. Some lay as still as mud. Some left for the city shanties. And some, like Kalu, sat outside their homes, rowing a boat gently over the new river, stopping right at its dead center. There were no fish there, where many, many feet below his village, home, and fields still lay. He talks of the past haltingly. Many a times I have wondered how our planet stays a sentient witness to extinction, climate collapse, and human greed. I suspect the grandmother Earth not only records our excesses, but also our courage whenever we try to preserve, salvage, or save even a little bit of her. The Earth remembers. The Earth remembers her orange-spotted filefish and quivering trees, kidnapped polar bears, cords, penguins, missing corals, and golden toads. Rubbed marks against barks in the smell of territorial piss, muscle memory of travesties. She remembers the brink of brink, who used what and how much. Erasing carbon calligraphies, green to grey temperatures rising in a room each year by 2 degrees. In gatherings of ground up hurricanes, prayer songs of beating hearts, the earth remembers her Chipko movement. 20th century Rajasthan, Amrita Devi and 85 others sticking their backs to save the unfelled. Balding forests in fodder and firewood, cars making the roads small, hands into cave mouths and tigers prowling the city banks eating up children. Expropriation in green to rust, no clock ticking backward. The earth remembers the heart of a dying lake, gut where all breathe an equal air of light bulb promises. No crisis on the plate, the cost of a dreamer's lesser fare, without heat waves, rising sea levels. Closest to the front lines with your chest bare, no central heating or cooling systems. Disappropriate hot and cold places in lost battles. The earth remembers her stare. Housekeeping what gets dirty, cleaning up after the dance, civil disobedience for unseen ribs. In the hens and eggs, the cows and her milk, the land and her mines, green belts in deserts. The earth remembers her bowels of toxic dump. Waters polluted, bodies submerged, emissions in worrisome bubbles. How much it took to grow a toddler nation against an adult one. Clean combustion, equalizing a platter, vacant lots of gardens, rust to green, radiations in the face of imperialism, overconsumption, capitalism, greed. The earth remembers her severed temper. What do you think when you think of climate, weather, and the earth? Share in your comments below. Share your poems on climate change, the earth, the weather. I would love to read them. Here's Rochelle Potkar signing off.